Hey guys, why so aggressive here? And in this video, I'm gonna be telling you guys a story about how I sent my friend to the hospital. If you guys want to hear more stories like this, make sure to give the video a thumbs up showing your support for these. So let's get straight into it. So it all started about 2 to 3 months ago or so during school. This was like the beginning of the school year, or towards the beginning of the school year, probably like a month later, and I was still making friends up to that point, like new friends. And one of my friends in particular is this white guy who has like a lot of facial hair. He already has like a beard and a mustache, and like nobody else in the school does. He definitely looks weird compared to everybody else at my school. He already acted weird, but one of the strange things is he said that he claims that he doesn't get hurt as much as us, basically anybody else. He doesn't get hurt as much. He can tolerate more pain, like a lot more pain is what he claimed. So he said back in Mississippi that he used to have people stab him in the hand to show that he basically could take a lot more pain, and that he said it didn't hurt at all when they stabbed him with full force on the hand. So I wanted to put this theory to the test and attempt it myself, because I know that he's lying or something. So he was like, okay. So I got my mechanical pencil and I basically pulled out, like I just started with a little piece of lead sticking out of the mechanical pencil, and I stabbed him with some force, and it didn't do anything to him. He said, nope, didn't hurt. So then I extended the piece out like as far as a mechanical pencil's lead can go out, and I slammed it on his hand, and it still didn't hurt him. It made a little mark, but it didn't hurt him that much. So I did that about 3 more times, and I figured it didn't work, because he said that it doesn't hurt at all simply because the lead is 0.8 lead or 0.7 or something like that, and that it just breaks as soon as it hits his skin. So I resorted to a color pencil, and I decided, why not sharpen this color pencil to make things even crazier. Now don't ask why I did this or anything, because I honestly wasn't thinking at the time, and consequences came with that. So I sharpened the color pencil, and it was super sharp. And then he basically said it will do, but I wasn't too sure if I should do this, because I knew this one was gonna hurt if I did hit him, because it was super sharpened, and I was gonna slam as hard as I can on his hand. And he basically took the color pencil away from me, because he thought I was being a little girl, and he just slammed it on his own hand, and he's like, see, didn't even hurt. And he even broke the color pencil a little bit, and that thing was so sharp. So it even hurt when you touched the color pencil. So then I knew that basically it wasn't gonna hurt him. Well, that's what I thought. So I put my hand up in the air when the teacher wasn't looking, and I slammed the color pencil into his hand. And when I'm talking about his hand, I'm talking about the other side of his hand, not the palm, but like the other side. I slammed it there, and I slammed it so hard that a piece of color pencil got stuck in his hand. It was a blue color pencil, by the way, so you could see like a little bit of blue in his hand. And from the other mechanical pencil marks, there's like little dots on his hand, and then there's this really big color pencil mark that stands out. And he said he was like sitting there going like, oh, I felt that one. Like I could tell he really felt that one. And that was about towards the end of the class. So when we had to leave, he was walking out with his fist like clenched. They were like squeezed really tightly, and that's how I knew that it was a very hard hit, and I shouldn't have done that. And I knew I was gonna get in trouble ahead of time. I knew I was screwed, because he was complaining that I probably fractured his hand or something, because apparently it hurt that bad. And he went to his class and I went to my class. We have different classes at that time. I think it was 4th period we were going to. And towards the end of 4th period, I was thinking that he just shrugged it off like it was nothing. But that's not exactly what happened. What ended up happening was I got called to the office, and I instantly knew that I was screwed. So I went to the office, and because they called my name, and when I went to the office, they told me to go to the front office because there's like 2 offices or something. So they basically said my name in the office, and the principal was like, oh yep, he's supposed to go to me. So I went to the principal, and she's this girl it's this girl, and I don't even want to say anything because I'm not trying to get in trouble for having the principal find out my channel. So, but she is basically really annoying. She is not a good principal and nobody likes her. So I'm just gonna leave it there. And she tried to get me to give her a valid reason for why I stabbed him in the hand. And all I can really say was just because he told me to. That's really all I could say. And I nearly got suspended. And the reason why I was called to the office was the fact that he was sent to the hospital because he started throwing up in the trash can and stuff, and his face was very pale according to many students in his classroom. And he had like a drop in blood pressure when he got to the hospital, and they had to put up on like an IV machine, I believe, and it was just really bad. And so I nearly got suspended, but I didn't get suspended for whatever reason. But I got put on this restriction list, basically saying you can't graduate for this trimester. So I can graduate because, you know, the trimester has passed and I'm not on the restriction list anymore. And he ended up getting on the restriction list for provoking me to do this. Basically trying to get me, peer pressuring me into doing this. So we were both on the restriction list because he came back like a few days later with this hand really swollen with like a bandage over his hand. And it was just like this really bad mark that stayed for at least 3 months. It was that bad. And the worst part about it all was people were gossiping about it because I don't know why, but all the grades in our school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, because I'm in the 8th grade, they all somehow found out about it, and they started talking about it, tossing around different information when they weren't even there and they don't even know. It's just what they heard. And they would try to tell me exactly what happened because they didn't know that I was actually the person who stabbed him. So they try to tell me what actually happened, and I'm just sitting here like, you know, I was the one that stabbed him. You don't know anything. You don't know exactly what happened. So yeah, that was the worst part. And if you guys are wondering, we are still friends because he thought that it was his fault that I got in trouble. So yeah, we're totally cool about it, and we laugh about this story up until today, and we tell other people. So yeah, that's about it for this story. Make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.